comfortable seat. And today we're talking about connections. I was just talking to Carol earlier about how I sent out an email blast this week to my mailing list. It's been the longest I've ever gone without emailing my mailing list. It's been since before I got pregnant. And it just felt like there were too many things I needed to do before I sent the email. Like I had to update my website. I had to wanted to get clear on where my business is at or what I'm doing right now, and didn't feel like I had anything really figured out to share. And so I just kind of went dark for a while and kept teaching this class. And those of you who are here with me on a regular basis know that, and we've had our great little community. But it was really nice to put myself back out there and to feel all of the connections to people that I haven't had in a while. It was really nice to hear from students I haven't seen or heard from in some time. And it was lovely. And it reminded me of how important these connections are, especially in this new world that we're living in, where we've gone from having such in-person and physical connection to people. That's really changed. I've always been a big hugger and shown up places and hugged everyone that was there. And now it's like, oh, you don't really hug people and you don't shake hands. It's the connections that we make are changing, and we're still navigating that and figuring it out. And technology, for all of its, glitches, has been a saving grace in this way that we can still be together, we can still maintain connection. But also sometimes technology and living in a virtual world where everything is very curated and everyone's life looks perfect can make us feel very disconnected. And this even goes with relationships in real life, right? In our more physical spaces. Like my mom and I have a very close relationship, but like any familial relationship, there's complications to it. And right now, even though we see each other at least twice a week, we're going through a period where there's a little disconnection, and it's something that I'm sure that we'll work through. But now for there's a dynamic in the relationship that for me has caused me to pull back a little bit to protect myself. It's just what I need right now. I need there to be a little space. I need to disconnect from it. Not fully. I still love my mom. I love seeing her, but I need to put a little healthy boundary there to take care of myself. And we need to do this sometimes. We need to play with our level of connection with others, and when we need to disconnect for our own health and mental well-being. Just give me 1 sec. I think this is Barb. Okay, she's not coming. All right, great. Not great, but at least she's not waiting out there in the virtual ethers. So in yoga, we actually practice connection in so many different ways. And one of the ways is that when we were taking class in person was really about forming a community. We made friends with our teachers, with the people in class next to us. There have been so many connections that I found through yoga, and even here, I've known Heather since I was 13. Debbie, who's taking class, the recorded version, and isn't here right now, but is here every week. I met her when I worked at the front desk at Yogaphoria. These connections that the spiritual and yoga community make can be ever long lasting. And then there's a connection that we have to ourselves and to something greater when we're on the mat. And today in practice, we're going to focus on the ways that we make different energetic connections within each pose and each variation of it, which I'll explain more as we get going. So take a nice comfortable seat, sit up tall and close your eyes. And welcome the connection to your breath. The connection to the breath is the heart of our yoga practice. It's the metronome that keeps a steady pace upon which everything else builds. So here, just notice how your connection to the breath feels today. Maybe it's the first time you've noticed your breath or connected to it in a conscious way. Maybe it feels difficult to do so. And maybe it feels really nourishing and good. Practice witnessing whatever you find here. Without any judgment, without a story. And then imagine that there is a golden cord made of light that connects the very center of your pelvis down to the middle of the earth. And as you focus on this light, this cord of energy, feel the parts of your body that are on the ground. Feel the ground beneath you. Notice all the parts of your body that are connected to the earth. Feel your props or your mat. And allow your hips and your legs to get very heavy. Then as you inhale, lengthen up the spine. And imagine that from this very center of your head, the crown of the head, that this same golden cord connects you to the center of the universe. Breathe in and take your shoulders up, back, and down. And then bring both of your hands to your low belly. Let your belly expand into your hands as you inhale. And draw back in as you exhale. Feel the belly rise and fall with the breath without any effort. And then bring your hands up and place them on your chest, on your heart center. And take a few breaths just like that here. As you inhale, your sternum lifts, your chest expands into your hands. And as you exhale, it draws back down. And then see if you can keep all of these connections, the energetic connection to the earth, the connection to the heavens or the universe, and the connection to your own energy centers in your belly and in your heart as you bring your hands together at heart center. I invite you to set an intention for your practice today. Perhaps it's just to reevaluate your connections, to reestablish connections that you're missing, or to recognize areas in which you need to practice a little disconnection. And then we'll begin our class and seal in our intentions with 3 cleansing breaths. Take a deep breath in and let it go with a sigh. 2 more like that. And gently bow your head to your heart. Slowly open your eyes, release your hands, and then come to lay down on your back. Just finding a brief Shavasana here. And as you recline, let your body surrender to the earth. Feel that all parts of the back body are connected to the ground. In yoga, we always start the awareness of each pose with our foundation. And the foundation is any part of the body that's on the ground. So here, feel how big the foundation of the pose is. That it's the whole entire back body. Your heels, the backs of the legs, your seat, your upper back, shoulders, the backs of the arms, the head. Then bend your knees, place your feet on the ground. Take the soles of your feet together and your knees wide in Supta Baddha Konasana. Take an energy center or an energetic connection to work with here. It could be the connection from the middle of the pelvis to the center of the earth to feel more grounded. It could be a connection from the crown chakra to the center of the universe. If you need to feel more energized or more connected to the energy of something greater than ourselves. Or it could be to place your hands on one of your own energetic centers. You need to practice coming home to yourself a little more. And we'll just take a few breaths like this. This is a grounding pose as we literally lay on the ground. These poses are a great way to recenter ourselves, or if we're feeling anxious, or if it's difficult to concentrate, or feeling overwhelmed or too much in our own heads. We come back to the body and come back to the connection to the ground. And inhale your knees back to center. Draw your knees into your chest. Slowly roll to your side. Make your way up and find child's pose. Take your knees wide, big toes together. Extend your arms out in front of you. Bring your forehead to the ground. And breathe here. So now we're still on the ground and connected to the earth, but in a different relationship to gravity. Energetically, how does this feel different in your body? From laying on the back to being in child's pose. Child's pose is a place that we can come when we're feeling vulnerable, when we feel the need for a little more protection, when we need to rest or recuperate. Then inhale, walk your hands in and come to find a comfortable cross-legged seat. Bring your hands to your knees and just start with some hip circles, circling in one direction, whichever direction feels best. Even here, you could focus on different centers within the body. How does it feel when the circles come more from the belly and the hips? And what changes when you bring that awareness up into the shoulders and have the shoulder girdle and the heart lead the way? Slowly spiral back through center and change direction. And same thing here. Notice what happens when you move, when you keep your own center of the pose down low in the pelvis or in the belly. What happens when you bring it up a little higher? Spiral back to center, just to rock side to side. Just gently loosening up these joints. Maybe they're a little creaky. And then front to back. Come back through center. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Bring your palms to touch. Take your gaze up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Bring your gaze down towards your fingertips. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Look up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bring your gaze down towards the tops of your fingers. So we're adding in some neck stretches here as we breathe in, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And again. Now sweep your arms up. This time bring your right hand down. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, reach out and over to the right. Keep the left sitting bone rooted. So even here, we first connect to the earth before we inhale and lengthen and create more space in the body. You may have heard it described as root down to rise up. At first we rooted to the earth, and then we can rise. Inhale, both hands back through center. Exhale, left hand comes down. Reach out and over to the left. Ground through your right sitting bone. Then see if you could breathe a little more space into the side body. Lift the rib cage away from the pelvis. Extend out through the fingertips. Inhale, back through center, palms touch. Exhale, twist to the right, gaze out over the right shoulder. Your left hand can come to your right knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Root through the center of the pelvis. Find that golden cord that connects you to the middle of the earth. Keep that, and as you breathe in, extend the cord up the spine through the crown of the head. Get taller, more spacious as you twist. Inhale, palms touch back at center, and exhale to the other side. Taking your time to establish your pose, the connections that you make to it, and then come back to that ever-flowing connection of the breath. Inhale, palms back at center. Exhale, hands to your heart. Find your way to all fours, coming into a tabletop position. So we're slowly moving the body away from the ground, changing our relationship with gravity. Have your knees under your hips. You can tuck your toes. Bring your wrists right over your shoulders. Fingers spread. Index fingers straight ahead, and then move through your variation of cat-cow, where you inhale, lift your sitting bones and tailbone, soften the belly, melt the heart, bring the gaze up. Exhale, round through the back, tail lengthens, belly draws in, pull your ribs back, chin to your chest, moving with your breath at your own pace. Feel the difference in foundation now that the foundation is just our hands, knees, and toes, our feet. Now that there's less foundation, it's even more critical that we really root here, that we create this firm connection between the body and the earth. Then from there, we can allow the rest of the body in the pose to move more freely, to be guided by the breath. Inhale, come to a neutral spine, draw the low belly in. Extend your right leg back with your toes tucked under on your mat and press out through your heel, getting a stretch through the calf. Press your hands down and away from you. Lengthen through the crown of the head and extend out through your right heel. Then from your inner right thigh, inhale, lift the right leg. Keep drawing the low belly in. Now we've really changed the foundation. This becomes a balancing pose. You could stay right here, or you could inhale, float your left arm up in line with your ear, palm faces in. Extend out through the tailbone and through the crown of the head. You could stay just like this, or you could bend your back knee, reach back for your foot or your ankle, taking a thigh stretch. Inhale, lengthen everything back out. And exhale, find your way into child's pose. A breath or two here. And inhale, come back to all fours. Find table and then extend the left leg back, toes tuck under, press out through your heel, extend through the crown of the head. If this makes sense to you, then great. And if it doesn't, then you just leave it. But there's a line of energy that runs down the back of the body. So from the crown of the head all the way down and out through the heel. And then another line of energy that runs up the front body, that draws back in from the bottom of the foot to the hip and extends out through the crown of the head. And maybe you can find that here. Then from your inner left thigh, lift the back leg, hug in towards the midline, find balance, and then maybe you float the right arm up, palm faces in, and breathe. You could stay just like this, or you could bend your back knee, reach back for your foot or your ankle. If you do so, draw the right shoulder blade onto the back, melt the heart, extend out through the crown of the head. Inhale, lengthen everything back out, and exhale, release. This time, from tabletop, draw your low belly in, really engage your core. Toes tuck under, and then we'll come into a floating table where you hover your knees just an inch off of the mat. Few breaths like this, really working. And then exhale, press back into your downward facing dog. Noticing now that we're even further away from the earth, that there's a different relationship to gravity. Bring the awareness into your hands. Press into the base knuckle of the index finger and the thumb. Press the bones of your pointer finger and your thumb down into the mat. Grip the mat with all of your fingertips. Lengthen back, press your chest back towards your thighs. Breathe. If you'd like to flow through a vinyasa here, please feel free. You can inhale, come forward to a high plank. Exhale, roll forward on the tips of your toes. Bend your elbows straight back, lower to chaturanga. Come all the way to your belly. Curl the shoulders up, back, and down. Heart comes forward and up for cobra. And exhale brings you back into down dog. And inhale, begin to walk your feet forward. Exhale as you fold over your legs. Press down into the feet. Feel your feet connected to the center of the earth. And from this place of strength and stability, press into the ground and inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bow forward and fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale, take a big step back with your left leg. So now you're in a lunge. Right knee is over the right ankle. Press the left thigh up towards the sky. Hug the legs in towards each other. Once you have your balance, inhale, reach the arms up. Breathe here. Then exhale, take your arms out to a T. Bring your left hand down, your right arm up as you twist towards your right thigh. Exhale, release. Step back into downward facing dog. Option to flow through a vinyasa here. You can always stay in downward facing dog or rest in child's pose. Then inhale, step or jump your feet forward. Exhale as you fold. Ground into your feet and inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pause here and find that golden cord once again, connecting to the earth and to the universe. Then inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bow forward and fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, big step back with your right leg. Left knee is over the left ankle. Press the right thigh up towards the sky. Hug the legs in towards each other. Once you feel rooted and grounded in your hips, your legs, and especially your feet, then inhale, reach the arms up. Bring your arms out to a T. Exhale, right hand down. Reach the left arm up as you twist. Exhale, release, and once again, downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa. From downward facing dog, inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, lunge it up in between your hands. Right knee stays over right ankle. Pivot your back heel down. Find heel to arch alignment. Cartwheel your arms up, warrior two. Warrior two is a great pose to reestablish connection with that cord. Can you feel the center of the pelvis connect to the earth? Maybe you sink a little deeper. Can you lengthen through the crown of the head and extend a little taller? Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, lean back, lengthen. Press into your front foot. Keep leaning back as you straighten your right leg. Reverse triangle. Inhale, float the arms up to a T. Exhale, reach your right fingers forward and come into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Cartwheel the arms down. Pivot your back heel up. Step back into down dog. Once again, you can flow through a vinyasa or not. We'll make our way to the second side. On an inhale, the left leg lifts. As you exhale, lunge your foot up in between your hands. Take your time to get here. Pivot your back heel down. When you're ready, you make your way into your warrior two. Feel the feet on the ground. And then this time, can you breathe into your belly? Can you breathe into your heart center? Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Press into your left foot, straighten your left leg, keep leaning back, lengthen out of the hips. Inhale, float your arms up to a T. Exhale, reach your left fingers forward. Come to triangle pose. Exhale, cartwheel your arms down, front knee bends, pivot the back heel up. Make your way back into down dog. We'll all meet in child's pose. So you can move through a vinyasa, or you can just come right down into child's. And take some breaths here. Reconnect to your breath. Find your way back into downward facing dog. On an inhale, walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Exhale as you fold. Press into your feet. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to come into a balance pose. So if balance is tricky, you can always move towards a wall or towards something that you can hold on to. So here, the foundation becomes super small. Just 1 foot. And our entire center of gravity has to balance over that point. So take a moment, lift and spread your right toes. Press the big toe mound down, the pinky toe mound down, and then imagine you're driving a stake through the center of your heel. Hug your ankle and your shin in towards the midline. Lift your kneecap, engage your quad. Then draw your left knee into your chest. Find your balance. When you're ready, extend your right arm out. And then open up the knee. Inhale your knee back to center. Take your right hand back to your knee. Take the left arm out to a T. Take an inhale here and exhale as you twist. Bring your left arm back, gaze back towards your left thumb. Inhale to center and exhale, release. And just shake that out. Then we'll do the second side. All of the weight comes into the left foot and you take your time to root down into your foundation to firm up the connection of the standing leg for support. Maybe you ground the pelvis towards the earth with that cord. Bring the awareness of the breath into the low belly and then draw the right knee in. Take your left arm out to a T. Knee opens to the side. Inhale, come back through center, change hands on your knee. Extend the right arm back and begin to twist. Inhale back through center and release. Shake it out. Take your feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Turn your toes out. Bring your hands to heart center. Extend up through the crown of the head. And then feel the connection of the cord from the center of the pelvis down to the earth. And as if there were weights on that cord, slowly lower all the way down, coming into Malasana. So come all the way down into a squat. Press your knees into your elbows back into your knees, and lengthen up through the crown of the head. And then let's come to sit. Have a seat on your mat and extend your right leg out. Bring your left foot in. Lean towards your left leg. Move the flesh away from your right sitting bone. And do the same thing on the other side. This way, the entire pelvic bowl can connect down to the earth. Bring your hands to frame your right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Reach up through the center of the head. Exhale as you bow over your right leg. And breathe. Feel all of the parts of you that are on the ground and anchored here. Come back to the connection of your breath. Allow it to be your guide. And see where you could make more space in the body. More length, more freedom, more ease. Inhale to rise and switch sides. Extend the left leg out, bring the right foot in. Move the flesh away from the sitting bones. Bring your hands to frame your left leg. Press the entire leg down into the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Can you take a moment to soften your tongue and your mouth? To unclench the jaw. And release all of the little muscles of the face that may be trying to tighten. Feel that even though the pose is static, that we're holding this one shape, this one position. Feel that it's still dynamic, that there's still flow of the breath, that with every inhale, maybe you come out of the pose just a little. Maybe you find a little more space. And with every exhale, there's a deepening. Inhale to rise. Take both legs wide. You could use blocks here for your forearms. You could keep your hands behind you and focus on bringing the pelvis upright and keeping the spine long. Or you could start to walk your hands down your legs or bring your forearms to blocks or the ground in front of you as you fold. Inhale, walk your hands in. Bring your hands to the backs of your thighs. Draw your legs in, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Press your feet into one another. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale as you fold. Let an inhale bring you back up to center. Hands to the backs of the thighs. Draw your knees in. Make your way down onto your back. As you come down onto your back, you can hug your knees into your chest. Take the knees wide, soles of the feet up to the sky, and find happy baby. Your hands can come to your ankles, your shins, the pinky toe edges of your feet. Maybe you rock side to side. And then when this feels complete for you, you can make your way into Shavasana. Extend the legs long. Let the feet gently open to the sides. Bring your arms down alongside your body with your palms face up. Take a full breath in here and let it go. Do that as many times as you need. And Shavasana is when we practice full disconnection. Can we let go? Allowing the mind to quiet, allowing the body to be still, giving ourselves permission to rest. Knowing that we can release all of our identities, all of the roles that we play, all of the things we think we should be or should do. We can surrender all of that here to the earth, allowing the earth to hold us and trusting that we're safe as we fully surrender to Shavasana. very gently begin to deepen your breath. Draw awareness back into your body as you wiggle your fingers, your toes. You can begin to move and stretch in any way that you feel guided. And when you're ready, draw your knees into your chest, roll to one side, and slowly make your way back up to sit. Once you arrive in a comfortable seat, close your eyes. Bring your hands together at your heart. Call back your intention that you set at the beginning of class, knowing that you can modify or change it in any way you'd like here. You can carry this intention with you through the rest of your day, taking it off of your mat and out into your life. Take a moment to honor yourself for your practice today, for all of the times where we feel truly connected to ourselves and one another, and honoring all those times when, for better or worse, we disconnect. Can't have one without the other. And this balance is part of the beautiful experience of being human. Let's end our class and seal in our intentions with a final cleansing breath. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Gently bow your head to your heart. The light within me recognizes and honors this very same light in each one of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for your practice and for being here with me today. It was so nice to be with you, to connect, and hopefully I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Erin.
Thanks, Dave. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Erin.
Thank
That was
you.
perfect.
Also good to see you. Thanks, Heather.
You too.
Thank you.